Right guys, well, COVID-19, that's some crazy shit right there. First thing to say is, yeah, definitely take it seriously. Self-isolate if you can, look after yourself, limit your exposure, wash your hands, all that good stuff. Definitely take it seriously. This is real. It's easy to be skeptical of it, if you aren't affected directly by it yourself, if you haven't got the symptoms yourself, if you don't have anybody close to you that has the symptoms, it's easy to be skeptical and say, what's all the fuss about? It's not really happening, is it? What's going on? Yes, it's really happening. Yes, it's real. It's a novel virus, which I'm sure most people have heard about it. It's on the news constantly. This information's out there, but just to go over it quickly, a novel virus is when an animal virus mutates and is then transferable to humans. And this kind of thing has happened in the past several times. In the recent history, we've had the Spanish flu of 1918, which spread throughout the global population and killed an estimated 50 million people. And the global population was a lot smaller back then. It was about 2 billion estimate. So it knocked out a huge percentage of the global population. Then you had obviously swine flu, which was less contagious but did pose a threat. You had SARS and MARS and things like that, and Ebola and stuff like that. So these things do happen. This one is particularly contagious, which makes it far more dangerous than some of those other ones. Even though the mortality rate percentage is lower, it spreads faster, easier, therefore you're still going to end up with a very high mortality number, total number, even if the percentage to people who have caught it is lower than some of those others. So it's the contagiousness of it which makes it very, very dangerous. And it's not just old people that are affected by this as well. There's multiple reports of very young and healthy people having severe symptoms. Because it's such a new thing, they haven't got the final word on what makes a difference about whether or not you're going to be severely affected by it or not. Best thing is just take care of yourself. Now is a really good time to quit smoking or vaping because it affects your lungs, so give your lungs a chance. Vitamin D, vitamin C and zinc are really good things to take as supplements to help your immune system. That's just not going to help you. It's not going to stop you getting it, but it's going to help your body deal with it and fight it off if you do contract it. I have a friend who's studying to be an immunologist, so he knows all about the immune system, and he says that zinc is the #1 supplement you can take to help your immune system fight off viruses. So that's today's top tip: zinc supplements, get it. And vitamin D, vitamin C, plenty of fruit and veg, all that good stuff. Exercise, anything you can do to help your body's immune system and general ability to fight off viruses is going to help. So yeah, self-isolate, take that serious as well. Like I was saying, it's easy to be skeptical until you've come face to face with it, or until you've had severe symptoms or know somebody who has. But we hopefully don't want to get to that stage where everybody has or knows somebody who has severe symptoms. The idea of obviously self-isolation is to stop it getting to that critical mass, and we were slow out of the gates. We had a head start as well because it didn't come here, it went to other countries before. We had a head start and we didn't act quickly enough. China's just starting to come out of it now. I follow someone on YouTube who is an English teacher in China, and he says, he's been doing vlogs, he says they're starting to come out of it now. But that was as a result of them getting on it early and enabling people to self-isolate and take that measure seriously. And they did that by protecting everybody's income, even expats, immigrants. So this English guy who's over there teaching, he has had his income protected from day one. So that's what needs to happen really. The government needs to enable the people to self-isolate and take that seriously. If they don't do that, people are going to be forced to go out and work still, unless their jobs have been lost or the places have been shut down. So yeah, what we need, I think, is universal basic income, UBI. You might have heard this term. It's been talked about for several years as a solution to other problems that we're going to face in future, like the mechanisation of industry. We're losing more and more jobs to robots and computers in factories and warehouses, in call centres, on the tills, so many jobs being lost to robots, computers and such, and software, that you're still going to need a way for the system to operate. People are going to need to have money to spend to keep the system running in the current capitalist system that we have. It requires money as the blood of the system to run through it in order to operate. So universal basic income is an idea where you essentially give everybody who needs it, every adult who needs it, a basic income of say £1 a month, in order to be able to keep the wheels turning. If there are far less jobs, or if there's a situation like this where people aren't able to work and yet bills still need paying, things still need to be bought and all the rest of it. And it sounds like pie in the sky crazy idea. You give everybody £1 a month for free for doing nothing? What? People aren't going to work. It's not going to happen. The debt would be crazy. Well, actually, it works out affordable and sensible, because if you give everybody, say, on that kind of level of income that needs that money, £1 a month, for example, they will spend that money. It will go through the system as it normally would. It would get taxed on things, and stuff still contributes to the running of the system. That money will go through it, which is different to what is happening currently, where you have the top end of the society, the 1%, the corporations, the very rich, dodging billions and billions in tax, storing it away in the Cayman Islands, gathering mould, and not being used or spent for any good at all. And that's currently happening, of course. America spends $900 billion a year on its military alone. There was a study that said if you brought in UBI in America, it would cost under $600 billion to fund every adult that would need that assistance. $600 billion UBI. That's to give everybody who would need it, say, I don't know, £1 a month, compared to 900 billion of public money, no doubt, no less, on the military, which fucking benefits nobody. So yeah, it's affordable, it's doable, it's sensible. It might be necessary in future as we move further towards mechanised kind of society with far less jobs, as is happening swiftly. But yeah, but that's what China did. They guaranteed everybody's income straight away, which allowed everybody to take self-isolation seriously. But yeah, you see all these people out there still congregating and such, and you know, I understand it's easy to be skeptical if you haven't seen it yourself, but if you haven't been affected by it yourself. But you have to remember, it can take around 2 weeks for you to show any symptoms at all. So you could be walking around with it right now. You might not even have any symptoms, but you might pass it on to somebody who will be affected by it much worse. So, you know, if we want this to disappear as quickly as possible, we have to self-isolate in order to starve the virus of new ways of propagating. I was so fucking butthurt that Glastonbury got cancelled, man. Because yeah, I wasn't taking it that seriously to begin with either. Because my priority was, oh, Glastonbury's cancelled, man. Oh no. Finally got tickets. It would have been my first Glastonbury in 3 years. And looking forward to it so much. And everybody I know got a ticket as well. So it's going to be this big group, 50th anniversary, no holds barred, amazing. Oh, so gutted. But yeah, as this thing progressed and got more serious and got worse and got more obvious that it's something we need to take seriously, I've kind of got over that. I'm now worrying whether I'll ever go to another festival again. Crazy shit. Remain indoors. Has everybody seen the Mitchell and Webb clip that's going round? Well, there was one particular clip of a Mitchell and Webb sketch called Remain Indoors that's been going round. But there was only part of it. I've uploaded all 4 parts together. I'll link that in the low bar if you haven't seen it already. I uploaded that this morning. But go check it out, it's so funny. Eerily accurate portrayal of what might happen after an event like this. But no. Yeah, so I hope everyone's alright. Yeah, look after yourself. Vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc. Help your immune system. And yeah, well, that's it. Alright guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye.